Today, from U.S. Bank Stadium in Minneapolis, this is the NFL on EA Sports. We'll see Kirk Cousins and the Minnesota Vikings taking on Ryan Tannehill and the Tennessee Titans.
A very warm day outside by Minnesota standards, but then again, it is still summer. Either way, the AC is working just fine at U.S. Bank Stadium in the Twin Cities. It can certainly get loud inside this building, and just a few moments ago when the Vikings were introduced, it was downright shaking in here. They're set for football as the Vikings get ready to do battle with the Tennessee Titans. Here's Steven Gostkowski now to kick this one off. And we are underway from downtown Minneapolis. Taken about 7 yards deep. And they will elect to not bring this one out as our first drive will begin at the 25. Minnesota's offense and QB Kirk Cousins set to go here.
The debate about Kirk Cousins continues to rage both among Vikings fans and fans around the league. But when you look at his numbers, you think this is one of the better quarterbacks in the league. Last year broke a string of 4 straight 4,000-yard passing years with the emergence of Dalvin Cook in the backfield. So while those numbers dropped, he was still solid throwing the football. 26 touchdown passes, just 6 interceptions. Now he's just got to develop an extra target on the perimeter in order to get his numbers back to the previous levels.
On 1st and 10, Cousins. And his first pass here is going to fall incomplete. Johnson the intended target, but it's going to be second down. You and I watched film yesterday, and you told me to watch his feet. Well, for whatever reason, his footwork just looked off on that throw.
And you always love it when the next defensive back talks quarterback mechanics, right?
Well, but you're good at it.
Well, I try, all right? I don't know how good I am, but it doesn't take much to tell. His mechanics are off a little bit, exactly what you described. Footwork that led to the incompletion.
And he's taken down, but able to slip across the 35. A gain of 13. It's a first down.
And the running back position just continues to evolve from what I saw as a youngster when you just took the ball from the quarterback and ran as far as you could. Nowadays, you've got to be able to catch the ball as well. And there were 15 running backs last season, partner, that ran for over 1,000 yards, but only 3 had 500 or more receiving yards as well. Leonard Fournette with Jacksonville, Christian McCaffrey, of course, with Carolina, and this guy right here, Dalvin Cook.
And he'll be stopped right at midfield. 12 more yards there and another first down.
And it's pretty evident when you watch how Minnesota plays, just how important Dalvin Cook is to their offense. 1,000-yard rusher a year before, the first one the Vikings had since Adrian Peterson was dominating their carries. And having Cook in the lineup for the bulk of the season, that made Minnesota exactly what their head coach Mike Zimmer wanted them to be, a much more physical team that complemented their defense.
They run again on first down. Cook. And they'll get him down as he's inside the 40. That's a 12-yard gain now on back-to-back plays. So back-to-back big runs, picking apart this defense on the opening drive.
I thought this was a passing league. I thought this was the era we were in where the ball was always in the air, right?
They didn't get the memo.
They didn't get the memo, and I know this to be true. Offensive linemen still, to this day, they want to run the football. They want to fire out and hit people across the line of scrimmage, and they're clearing space.
So here's a 1st and 10 at the 38. Cousins. And he's got the hook up here. It's Kyle Rudolph. A gain of 6 there on first.
I love the durability of Kyle Rudolph. He hasn't missed a game for the Vikings since 2014. Always on the field, always contributing. They keep calling him a dependable target. He can be that and more. And remember, in the overtime win against New Orleans in the playoffs last year, who caught the game-winning touchdown? That guy right there, Kyle Rudolph.
Cousins able to find Jefferson here, complete. And he's going to have another first down as the tackle's made at the Titans' 21. It's a first down on a gain of 10.
Well, the evidence is once again presented why he was such a top target at LSU, and Justin Jefferson carrying that over to the NFL. He's what a lot of people call a natural pass catcher. What I love about him is his ability to play the ball in the air, and at the moment of truth, go up and take it from a defensive back. This guy is smooth.
And he'll be taken down near the 20 at the 21. Just a yard on the first down carry, so it's 2nd and 9.
Well, sometimes you just have to give credit to the defense. Great job there at the point of attack, holding up. They won their battles at the line of scrimmage, left him no space to try and run. A really nice job swarming to the ball carrier.
On 2nd down now, it's Cook. Able to get him down, but he does reach the 5. That gain of 15 gets him on the doorstep, 1st and goal. Quite the opening drive march they're on right now.
It looks a lot like what we saw in practice prior to the game, doesn't it? You know, because on that last big practice beforehand, you go through your offensive script, you go through your play calling, you go through all the stuff and establish things, and it looks like it's going like clockwork right now for them.
5 yards from the end zone, 1st and goal. They'll try to run it in with Abdullah. And he's going to press this one forward as they stop him right around the 1. A pickup of 4 on first down. It'll be 2nd and goal.
And, Brad, they went to a nickel defense, and that's a surprise this close to the goal line, because ordinarily you use the back end of the end zone, the sidelines as extra defenders, and you want bigger people on the field to try and help against the run.
They'll try to run with Madison. And he pushes forward but comes up short of the goal line as he'll get a yard down to about the 1. Driven it down the field nicely here on the opening drive, but now it's put up or shut up.
No doubt about it, because to make that type of a drive and ultimately kick a field goal would feel very disappointing. But I'm just wondering, is the head coach thinking, is this 4-down territory? Might he go for it?
Here is Cook on 3rd and goal. And he will take this one into the end zone for a Viking touchdown. Punching it in from a yard away. And the Vikings take the ball down the field and score on their opening drive. Well, that's a solid opening drive, and nothing fancy there at the end, just pounded in.
That felt like old school football, didn't it? All right, down at the goal line, and not only were they able to punch it in, as you just emphasized, they did it against a goal line defense that's stacked to stop the run. So if you're on that offensive side of the ball, you feel great about yourself right now. You're actually able to dominate a group that expected you to run the ball and still punched it in.
He's got it, and the Vikings take a 7-0 lead. A pretty long drive that time, 11 plays all told. And it's capped off by the touchdown run coming from Dalvin Cook. Bailey now to kick it away after the touchdown. This will make it into the end zone. And it'll come out to the 25 as Raymond will elect not to bring it out. Here comes the Tennessee offense, and you see Ryan Tannehill leading them out.
Not only did Ryan Tannehill resurrect his career in 2019, he may now serve as a blueprint for quarterbacks looking for a second opportunity. He moved from Miami to Tennessee, took over the starting job for Marcus Mariota in Week 7 last year, and wound up leading the NFL in quarterback rating. And the Titans went 8-3 in his 11 starts, snuck into the playoffs, and went to the AFC Championship game. His future is bright in Nashville, and he expects to be the starter there for many years to come.
Tannehill and the Titans come up now 1st and 10 at their own 25-yard line. And this will be a gain of 5 as he gets it to the 30. Give him 5 on the carry there, and it'll be 2nd down.
Well, it's time for them to be good teammates right here, and what I mean by that is possess the ball for a little while, get at least 2 first downs, give their defense a chance to settle down a little bit after they give up a touchdown.
Ball on the 30. They'll come up with a 2nd and 5. Running from the gun with Henry. And he'll be upended at the 33 following a gain of 3. And guess what? It brings up 3rd down. Now it's Tannehill off the bootleg. And the throw there going to be incomplete. So the defense able to get off the field here on 3rd down.
And it's one of the goals of the game. They've got to be effective on passing downs. It's one of the few things defenses chart. How did we do on 3rd down? That's a nice start for them in this one.
And last year's All-Pro punter Brett Kern on to punt for Tennessee. K.J. Osborne deep for Minnesota. This is taken at the 23. That'll go as a 42-yard punt, but a net of 32. They had a 10-yard return. And the Vikings will take over here 1st and 10. Minnesota Vikings, they're going to get the ball again here, but they are a team right now that has a lot of questions. 2 tough opponents to start the year. We'll give them that, but it's an 0-2 start. Their first since 2013. 28-11, they fall to Indy in Week 2. Indy really dominated them, and Kirk Cousins, Charles, he had an afternoon to forget. 113 yards, no touchdowns, 3 interceptions. So, this team, they've been a good one the last few years. Are they looking at a potential downturn?
Well, if they continue on the track they are, yes. To me, the urgency is ramped up to where this week is that huge. They get back home facing a 2-0 Tennessee that's going to run the heck out of the ball with Derrick Henry. So that defense that they have so much pride in is really going to have a big week. And Kirk Cousins, one thing about him, he's been resilient throughout his career. After a clunker, he tends to come back and play well, and they desperately need that Kirk Cousins in this ballgame.
And he's dropped just before the line to gain. 4-yard pickup leaves him with 3rd and 1. Pretty good job defensively. Thought he was going to get it, but they knew where that marker was, and they stopped him just short of it.
What it does is emphasize that strategic football and situational football is not just played on the offensive side, is it? Defense understanding, as you noted, where the 1st down marker was and making sure they didn't get there.
They'll run it. Here's Cook. And he brings this up to the 46. Good enough for the first. Got what he needed for the 1st down with a gain of 2.
Well, partner, none of these runs individually have added up to a whole lot.
Now, 3 plays, all 3 short runs, but together a 1st down.
Yeah, it's amazing how the narrative changes when you string them together.
First down, here's the run with Cook. Give him a couple on the carry there, 2nd and 8.
I know that speed is the hallmark of today's NFL game, but the key to good rushing defense is still having your linebackers set the edge.
Throwing on 2nd and 8. Cousins. He gets this one into the hands of Dalvin Cook. And he'll be brought down right on the 50. A gain of 3.
That might feel like a little bit of a lost opportunity there for the offense because the defense brought pressure that time. And sometimes against that, you can get out to your running back, and it could turn into a big gain downfield. But what a nice job they did getting to him quickly and holding him to a short gain.
Got an extra defensive back out there for the Titans now here for 3rd down. Cousins now from the 50. And he's got Kyle Rudolph. And he's going to have another first down as the tackle's made at the Titans' 39. Cousins to his tight end Rudolph for a Viking first down.
Well, sometimes our pregame meetings do pay off, don't they? What did the guys in the locker room call him?
Well, they said it with a chuckle. They called him Old Reliable.
Yeah, that means he doesn't move quite as fast as he used to, but he still knows all the tricks, doesn't he? Even that little gentle push-off in order to get open, he finds a way to pick up a first down.
So from the 39 now, they'll come up on a 1st and 10. A 10th carry in the game for Cook. And give him 6 yards here as he's stopped near the 35 at the 34.
A quick burst there, and he nicely bit off a pretty decent gain.
The last run got 6, now 2nd and 4. From the gun, here's Cousins. Open here, Adam Thielen. And he's going to have another first down as the tackle's made at the Titans' 21. 12 yards there and a first down.
I don't care how you look at it, how you cut it, how you parse it. Adam Thielen continues to be an absolute marvel, coming from where he did, Division III football, to being one of the top receivers in the NFL. But it's going to be vital for the Vikings in 2020 to keep number 19 on the field, especially since he lost his old running mate Stephon Diggs to the Buffalo Bills. And a hamstring injury last year really held his numbers in check. His lowest receiving yardage since 2015. Look for another breakout from Adam Thielen after plays like that.
11 more yards that go around, a first down as well. So not quite a 1st and goal. It's 1st and 10 from the 10. They'll run on first down. It's Cook. So he got free at one tackle but couldn't do a whole lot else. 5 yards on the carry. Good pickup on first down.
All right, Brandon, I know we're in the early going here, but those kind of runs, they're going to open up a world of opportunities for this offense going forward.
Now 2nd and 5. Snap will come from the 6. Cousins gives way to Cook. And not able to break away this time as they're going to stop him right around the line of scrimmage. That'll be a loss of a yard, and it leads to a 3rd down.
That was a terrific play, causing a loss. As a middle linebacker, simple. You can either fill holes or you can attack them, as he did there.
On 3rd down, Cousins. 4th down now as the Titans defense holds up in coverage. So 2 3rd down conversions on this drive, but not able to get a 3rd, and now they deal with 4th down. So Cousins heads to the Vikings sideline, and on is Dan Bailey to try the field goal. This is an easy one, 23-yarder. Bailey's kick is good, and that will make it 10-0 here in the first. So they get 3, certainly hoping for 6 after a 13-play drive.
So you console yourself on defense by saying you did your job, right? If they go 13 plays, you only give up a field goal, you did a nice job there. But here's the other part. 13 plays, you don't force any mistakes, you don't take the ball away. Maybe that's the way they should look at it.
Now after the field goal, Bailey will kick it away. This taken in about 4 yards deep. And it'll come out to the 25 as Raymond will elect not to bring it out. But Charles, the Tennessee Titans, as they come back out here on offense, this is a team right now 2-0 And it hasn't been an easy start, but still 2-0. Late win in Denver by 2, and then they got by the Jaguars on a late field goal this past week. 7 straight wins for the Titans now over the Jags, and Ryan Tannehill showing last season was not a fluke. He threw 4 touchdown passes in the victory, and the team's 2-0 start, by the way, first time they've done that since 2008.
And that's not coincidentally the last time that the Titans won the AFC South was when they went 2-0 in 2008. I think this is a team that everyone has to say, okay, it wasn't just a lucky run to the AFC Championship game last year. This is a good team. And if they got consistent field goal kicking, I'm not so sure that these games would have been as close in the first 2 outings for them.
And next they'll go to Minnesota, who's had a tough start, 0-2, and then they'll be home for a month with Pittsburgh, Buffalo, and Houston coming to town before their open week in Week 7. At the 23, it's 2nd and 12. $10-0 the score after 1 on EA Sports. Second and 12. Tannehill going to turn and give this to Henry. And not much there. Maybe a yard up to the 24.
Some of these play calls, I think they're a little conservative, but you know me, because it's easy to sit up in this booth, right, and make all the calls and think I'm going to be correct. But I would like to see them open things up, because otherwise this defense is going to gang up on the run and shut them down.
Throwing on 3rd down, Tannehill. And they're able to get this one across the 35. The Titans get 14 yards there and move the chains as well. So here's a 1st and 10 at the 38. Again to Henry. And he still has yet to get on track in this first half as they're going to stop him behind the line. On the stop, it was Mike Hughes.
I have a feeling they'll stay committed to running the football, especially on the early downs. They just haven't had a whole lot of success just yet.
Now a handoff to Henry. And he'll be taken down, but not before he works it past the 50. It's a pickup of 17 and a 1st down.
Nice carry there by Derrick Henry. Picks up a 1st down. And when you say workhorse, you're thinking about Derrick Henry. Won the rushing title in 2019 with 1,540 yards on the ground and 16 rushing touchdowns. Went to his first Pro Bowl and carried his team to the AFC Championship game.
A solid run by Derrick Henry, and here's another 1st and 10. Now a handoff here to his running back. And a 6-yard gain gets him right around the 43.
Well, I think after that run, the defense is getting back in the huddle and looking at each other and maybe starting to question their confidence a bit. They gave up a significant run, 6 yards, and now you're saying to yourself, how do we stop them, and do I have enough confidence to make a play?
Line of scrimmage, the 43 on 2nd and 4. They'll try the air now with Tannehill. And his throw is incomplete.
We know it's not an easy job to go out and catch passes when people are trying to tackle you and knock the ball away. But the bottom line is, that's a pass he's got to have and a pass he should have caught.
Here's the 7th play of this drive. This is 3rd and 4. Out of the gun, Tannehill. Going down the middle, and it's complete. And this is going to turn into another first down as the tackle is made at the Vikings 16. They give them 27 yards on the 3rd down conversion.
Never make the mistake that the slot receivers, especially the little guys like we're watching here, are just quicker than fast. A lot of them combine quickness and speed, and they catch a lot of footballs, as we just saw there.
So the ball down to the 16 here for 1st and 10. From the red zone now, Tannehill. It's caught by Davis. And he's going to be brought down just shy of the 5 at the 6. That was the 9th play of the drive, and they pick up 9 yards with it. First down marker at the 5. It's 2nd and goal. Derrick Henry. And he will score. Touchdown, Titans. A 6-yard touchdown run. And the Titans have made this a one-score game. That almost looked too easy, and I think thanks goes to the offensive line for making it look easy.
Yeah, I agree with you totally on that one. I'm not sure how much everyone understands the preparations that go into a game for an offensive line, because there's a reason that running backs and quarterbacks give them big gifts at the end of a season after a big year. The consistency and the continuity it takes to know each other and execute their blocks is pretty impressive.
And it's up and good. So the drive goes 75 yards, 10 plays. And Derrick Henry able to finish it off with a touchdown run. Gostkowski now after the touchdown. He'll send this one away. And he's up past the 20 to the 22-yard line. Dalvin Cook taking the field for the Vikings' next possession. Cousins and the Vikings with a 1st and 10 at their own 22. He'll start by handing it off to Dalvin Cook. And they're able to get this one across the 35. 15 yards is the pickup there, and the drive starting very nicely. First down.
Now, this is an example of breaking down a defense, because on a lot of these runs, he's getting past the point of attack, and guess what he's doing? Forcing the secondary guys to have to make a lot of tackles.
So from the 36 now, 1st and 10. Throwing is Cousins. And Rudolph has it, the tight end.
Well, the strategy was evident there. Get it to your tight end and make it a one-on-one play with a cornerback. Who's usually going to win that one?
The tight end, but not there.
Not in this situation. How about the corner defeating that logic and making a really nice tackle?
2nd and 5 after the 5-yard completion on 1st down. Handoff comes to Cook. And he's dropped just before the line to gain. 4-yard pickup leaves him with 3rd and 1.
When you find that kind of yardage, you couldn't be more confident as a ball carrier. And guess what? You're going to go back and tell your offensive coordinator, I'd like to keep carrying it, thank you.
The Vikings on 3rd down. They've been good, 3 for 4 thus far. They're up against a 3rd and 1 situation. A give. This is Cook. Cook. And now look at this. Big game, but a fumble. It's picked up by the Titans. And his guys are going to take over at the 34-yard line. He was trying to do anything he could to get that final little bit for the 1st down. Instead, he lost the ball.
Yeah, and he was short of the 1st down, but not by much. Trying his best, as you noted, to get there. Sometimes that extra effort can cost you.
Here's Tennessee ready to begin this drive offensively. And things are starting to move in the right direction. They get the touchdown last drive, then their defense gets them the football back.
Yeah, now they have a chance to get the lead if they can put something together here. And I'm eager to see how they decide to do it. They want to be methodical, or do they want to take the big strike and go after it right now?
Tannehill and the Titans come up now 1st and 10 at the 34. He'll start with a give to Henry. Shoves him away. And he gets this up across the 35 before he's out of bounds. A gain of 3, 2nd down.
They did a really nice job there defensively. They strung the play out, didn't give him a cutback lane. On each play, you have guys what I call our BCR players. Guys are responsible for the bootleg, for the cutback, and for the reverse. They played that one perfectly.
And rode him right out of bounds. 10th carry now for Derrick Henry. And he'll muscle his way up to the 43 for a pickup of right around 5.
And there we saw one of the downsides of blitzing during a rundown, because sometimes you get out of your gaps. You don't fit the run quite as well because you're headed towards the ball carrier with abandon.
The Titans on 3rd down. They've been okay, 2 for 3 thus far. This time they face a 3rd and 2. A shotgun snap for Tannehill. And a man, and he hits him in stride. Touchdown, Titans. A big play there. 57 yards. And the Titans have taken the lead. Great corner route there. Not only able to catch it, turn it upfield, and get into the end zone.
It usually involves a little bit of an extra move, doesn't it? You've got to get them thinking that you're moving to the middle of the field and you're breaking away to that corner. Boy, that was well executed.
The point after try for Gostkowski. And that makes it 14-10. So they only needed 3 plays on that drive. And the result in the end, a Titans touchdown. Gostkowski now after the touchdown. He'll send this one away. Fields it in the middle of the end zone. And this will come out to the 25 as Osborne elects not to return it. And you see Dalvin Cook and the offense heading back out. He's had it working pretty well here in this first half up until that last drive when he put it on the turf, Charles.
So I don't think they want to overreact to that fumble, because now you've got a guy that's played so well. You don't want to take him and limit his effectiveness by worrying about it too much. But it wouldn't surprise me at all if we saw him next week at meetings. He'd have a football with him at all times.
Here are the Vikings now to start their next drive. And last time, not only the turnover, but that turned into 6 points. They got to make up for that here.
You always hear about empty possessions, but some are worse than others. You can have an empty possession, punt the ball away, get yourself set to play defense, but when you turn it over, it changes momentum, and when they take it downfield and punch it in on you, that's a bad possession all the way around.
Yeah, but you're hungry to get back out there, aren't you?
You better be, because otherwise, it's going to be a long day for you.
Looking to throw again on second down. Cousins, and this one hauled in by Rudolph. And he's brought down at the 34. Call it a gain of 4.
I know the halftime's approaching, but I don't think he's going to want to take a break. That's his 5th catch.
Yeah, they've really been targeting the tight end. Another tote for the workhorse this afternoon. It's Cook. And he's got the first before he's brought down at the 39-yard line.
Well, someone's been having a good game so far, and you know something? A lot of it's been power running. They decided to turn him loose again on 3rd down, didn't they?
They did indeed. He delivered the tough yards. So from the 39 now, they'll come up on a 1st and 10. On the ground, it's Cook. And maybe a measure of revenge there. He's had his way in this one, but this time they get him behind the line. 2 yards the loss, 2nd and 12.
Well, that was one of the few times they've been able to contain him thus far. He's over 100 yards for the game, but he lost a bit off his total on that carry.
They've got 2nd and 12 from the 36. To throw is Cousins. Completes it to the fullback hand. And down he goes at the 45 after a pickup of 9.
It's interesting because when I'm watching college football and I'm evaluating guys for the draft now, my list of fullbacks, pure fullbacks, it's a very short list. I'm probably evaluating more punters and kickers now than I am fullbacks, but it doesn't matter what you call the position, it's who you put there, and there we saw completion.
Got an open man, finding Jefferson. And he's going to have another 1st down as the tackle's made at the Titans' 37. Give him 18 there and give the Vikings a 1st down.
Good strong throw and catch right there, and so far in this game, the alleys have been open for them to get completions, and they're taking advantage of it.
So operating from Tennessee territory now. Here's 1st and 10 at the 37-yard line. Play action now. Cousins. And he's going to get this down near the 20-yard line. Another nice gain, 16 yards there and a 1st down again.
How about a guy proving his worth in different ways? Had the big play in the run game to play before. This time, they go right back to him in the passing game, and he comes through with yet another big play. That's why you work out so hard in the offseason, so you can stay on the field and accumulate big plays.
On 1st down, Cook. Daquan Jones in on the tackle there.
Well, they certainly had success throwing the ball on this drive and not as much running it as we just saw once again on that last play. Stopped after a very short gain. But I wouldn't abandon the run totally because otherwise, pass rushers just tee off on your quarterback. Makes it very, very difficult for him in that situation.
On 2nd and 7, Cousins complete. Jefferson the target. And they'll bring him down at the 13-yard line. That catch good for 5. It's third down. The Vikings on third down. They've been very good, 5 for 7 thus far. They need just a yard here. It's 3rd and 1. We remind you that coming up at halftime, we'll pay a visit to Jonathan Coachman. He's in Orlando, and he'll have our EA Sports halftime report. Now the pressure gets there, and he goes down just inside the 20 at the 19. The Titans going to use the first of their timeouts. So as they take it over, we step aside. So out comes a field goal team now for the second time here today. This from 36 yards out. And Bailey able to knock it through. And the lead is down to 1 now at 14-13. So the field goal there caps what winds up to be an 11-play drive.
Well, Parker, that's a lot of offense to run there and only get 3 points. So I just wonder, are they going to recycle those plays because they were successful in getting 3? Or do you go to another section of the playbook trying to find ones that get you into the end zone, get you 6?
Now after the field goal, Bailey will kick it away. Fielded a couple yards into the end zone. And he'll be stopped right around where he would have been had he gone down to a knee, maybe a yard shy of there at the 24. And here comes Tennessee as they get set to take the field. They're starting to put some space here. You know, first quarter, they didn't look so hot offensively. This second quarter, though, they've looked really good.
They've jumped in the saddle in a big way now, and now they're in full gallop. I mean, before, kind of cantering around a little bit, right, trying to feel their way, not getting done what they wanted to. But somehow they put it together with play calling, execution, and now there's a pretty big gap.
And they'll look to make that gap even bigger here. Tannehill on first down. It's caught. Smith. That catch good for only a couple.
Well, they were unable to make anything really big out of that, but it's not a bad idea to find your tight end and give him an easy completion and keep moving things forward. Almost as bread and butter is a good running back dive play.
So 2nd and 8 here after the pass play for 2 yards on first down. And that is incomplete. A lot of force bearing down on him there. He could not hang on. It's 3rd down.
It's another zone defense. It looks like it's open for possibilities, but they did a nice job patrolling the middle of the field and forcing an incompletion.
So the failure to connect on 2nd down, that leaves them staring up here at a 3rd and 8. From the gun, here's Tannehill. And that is incomplete.
That could be the stop this defense needed to get them back on track. They've been pretty well dissected by the offense here in the first half. After that possession, now they know that they can compete with this offense.
Here's Brett Kern now as he'll kick it away for the 2nd time. It'll be 37 yards there on the punt, and the offense will take over with a new set of downs. Now the Minnesota offense set to take over again. And they had a long drive last time, but they had to settle for a field goal, and I'm sure that's how it felt to them, settling. They probably should have gotten in the end zone.
Yeah, not out-and-out joy, right? Because that's what you get when you put the ball in the end zone. But there are benefits to that type of a long drive. Your defense gets a chance to take a break, adjust a little bit, maybe get themselves ready to get back out on the field and play a little bit better. So they'll take the benefit even though they wanted the 6 points.
And maybe wore down the other defense. We'll see. A first down throw for Cousins. And this is Cook with a grab. And he'll be out of bounds after getting this one across the 40.
Just about every quarterback is trained to really look downfield first before you come back and make a nice, safe throw. And in this case, that's exactly what he did. Found his running back, let him create some space, and it turned out to be a nice play for the offense.
Able to get 7 on that first down pass play. 2nd and 3. This one brought in by Jefferson. And he'll be taken down, but not before he gets into enemy territory.
That's the way to make a play, kid.
First down, here's Cousins. Over the middle here to Rudolph. And he gets it inside the 35 and just shy of the 30. Now the Vikings will use the 2nd of their timeouts as the clock will stop with 45 seconds to go in the first half. Line of scrimmage, the 31 now on 1st and 10. Again, it's Cousins. To the right side and complete to Jefferson. And he's going to get a solid gain of 9 before being brought down. 2nd and right at a yard.
The goal for any offense versus his own defense, find the holes where guys are available and put the ball on the receiver before any defender can step up and fill it.
They did it well there. Perfectly executed crossing route. That last catch short of the marker by just a yard leaves him with a very manageable 2nd and 1. That is caught. It's Tajay Sharp. The Vikings going to use their 3rd and final timeout as they'll stop it with 14 seconds to go in this first half. So now here comes the field goal team for the 3rd time today. From the right hash, it's a 35-yard attempt. Bailey's kick is good. And with that, they'll take a 2-point lead here in quarter number 2. So that one is his 3rd of the game. Now, if you're wondering, that's only halfway to his career high, as he once had 6 field goals.
Brandon, 6? Let's hope we don't get that again, please. Okay, can we see a few touchdowns here and there?
That'd be nice. So not much time to speak of remaining in this first half as the kick's away. Here's Khalif Raymond to return. And with a marker down, he's up just past the 25-yard line, but I think they're going to be going backwards. Let's check the call.
What's the deal, y'all?
Well, that holding call set him up with not great field position.
Not at all when you tack on the penalty. With that field position after the return wasn't terrific, it's not a great starting field position as well.
So from the 17 now, here's a 1st and 10. Well, indeed, try to run it out as they start on the ground. And he's tackled a yard short of the marker. Good gain of 9 on 1st down. So we have reached halftime here in a tight 2-point contest. As we'll send you down to Orlando, and we check in with Jonathan Coachman for our EA Sports Halftime Report. Coach.
Okay, Brandon, thanks very much, and welcome in everyone to an abbreviated version of the EA Sports Halftime Report. It was Dalvin Cook who did the job in that first half. His guys have the lead as we'll hand it back over to our commentators, Brandon Godden and Charles Davis.
All right, Coach, thank you, and we welcome everyone back for quarter number 3. The Titans going to get the ball to start the second half, and they trail here as we get back to it on EA Sports. Khalif Raymond now. And the tackle going to be made right there at the 25-yard line. Here's Tennessee ready to begin this drive offensively. They're down here, but very much in this game. What's the tonality of a coach's talk when a game is within striking distance like this at intermission?
Typically, what they're doing is emphasizing the things that went well in the first half and wanting more of that. Sure, you've got to go over some of the errors and clean up some things because there's a reason you're down. But overall, I think they want to stay positive, stay up with this team. We're just starting the second half, and we've got the football. Let's go ahead and punch it in, and then we'll take it from there.
See how that recipe works. Second half begins with a run by Henry. 9 yards is the pickup there, and they'll have a 2nd and 1.
You know what really fires up offensive linemen? When the guy that is carrying the ball behind them can create his own space and break a tackle along the way.
The last run got 9. That leaves him with 2nd and a yard. And he's able to take this one up to the 35-yard line. 2 yards, good enough for a first. So that was all you're looking for on a play like that. Get the first down and keep the drive moving.
Yeah, it just looked to me like he just said to himself, I've got this. I'll take it. I'll pick it up, and let's keep moving. Get the first down, get a new set, and let's start over.
Ball up to the 35 now as they come up on 1st and 10. Henry. And hard running's going to get him over the 40 to the 42. It's a 7-yard carry to set them up with a 2nd and 3.
Well, no matter how they phrase it, staying on schedule, staying ahead of the sticks, whatever you want to call it, 7 yards on 1st down, that fits the bill.
So they'll come up after the gain of 7 on a 2nd and 3. They'll run it again with Henry. And he'll go down right around the 47 this time. A gain of 5, good enough for the first down.
That's a nice run right there, able to get to the outside. And so many times defenses say, okay, we've got you hemmed in. But if you're running the football, at least you know where everyone is coming from. You don't have to worry about the backside at all. That allows you to run with a little bit more confidence as you traverse down the field.
Now a throw on 1st down there, but it's incomplete. The intended receiver that time, Adam Humphries. And now it's 2nd down.
Hey, CD, let's peer ahead to Week 3 on the NFL slate. I'm looking down at the schedule here, seeing what catches my eye. How about the Rams at Buffalo? That's a pretty good game. A couple of 2-0 teams. Dallas at Seattle. What else do you have?
Well, how about Green Bay at New Orleans on Sunday night? We always talk about quarterback matchups that we get.
And now he lost the football. Tannehill loses it. And this belongs to the Vikings. The defense, they were swarming that time and ultimately got to him before he could get rid of the football and knocked it free.
And don't you feel just a little bit of sympathy for him back there, though? So much going on, so much swirling around. He's trying to find someone downfield. He's trying to move around to find an open target. Sometimes you forget the number one thing, take care of the football.
Coming out with a jumbo package to start the drive. Cook. And he'll take this one down to the 36. It was Jack Crawford who brought him down.
I know we can't hear what's going on in that huddle right now, but I'll guarantee you at least one offensive lineman is saying, my bad, we simply couldn't move them off the line of scrimmage. We've got to do a better job trying to root those guys out of there.
Line of scrimmage, the 36 on 2nd and 8. And that one goes incomplete. He's maybe lucky it wasn't a fumble as he got hit as he threw it. The turnover put him in great field position. They don't want to squander it with 3rd down coming up.
No, not at all. And you know what else you do? You make your defense mad.
Yeah.
They got you the football, gave you a great opportunity. You got to cash in and get some points.
So 3rd down, they need to get to the 28 for a first. Working out of the gun, Cousins. This is Johnson. He's got it. And all the way inside the 15 before they drop it. 23 yards, the final tally.
Whenever we talk about moving the sticks and controlling the football, there's a great example right there. Those are the third downs you need to convert to win football games. We're in the third quarter of this one, and this is a tight one. In order to maintain pace, keep the ball away from the other team, and put points on the board, those are the plays they need to continue to convert.
From the 13 now, they work on 1st and 10. Now Cook. And he'll get this one down to about the 10-yard line. Give him 3 on 1st down. It'll set up a 2nd and 7.
Typically, we think it's the strong safeties that are better tacklers, especially closer to the line of scrimmage amidst traffic. But in this case, how about the free safety coming up and making the big-time play?
7 yards left for 2nd down. Ball at the 10. Cousins. He gets this one into the hands of Dalvin Cook. And they go the wrong way on this one. Losing yardage back at the 12. Now they're staring at a 3rd and 8. That last play backwards a yard.
Time to give a little credit here. That was an excellent read by the guys on the defensive side of the ball.
Oh, you're crediting your defense.
Got to credit them on that one because they tried to fool them, right? Tried to trick them, ran a screen, and they went to it and smothered it for a loss of yardage.
The last completion actually lost a yard, so now they'll need to convert on 3rd down. From the shotgun, it's Cousins. That's to Cook out of the backfield. And they will get to him at the 7 and stop him short of the 1st down marker. 5 yards, not enough, and it'll be 4th down.
One hallmark of good defenses is understanding the game, understanding positioning, and tackling immediately in the secondary after catches. I think we just saw that on display right there.
Got to him before he ever had a chance to think about turning it upfield. So they'll turn to the kicker again. He's been a busy man thus far. This just a 24-yard attempt. And Bailey able to knock it through. And it will push the lead up to 5. So he's got another field goal. His 4th now in the game. He's making it look easy out there.
He certainly is, and they're always aiming for a swing of the leg that repeats under pressure, right? So nothing's different. He's got that right now because confidence is breeding confidence.
Now after the field goal, Bailey will kick it away. Takes this about 5 yards deep. And it'll come out to the 25 as Raymond will elect not to bring it out. And here comes Tennessee as they get set to take the field. And last time they coughed it up, led to a field goal. They're fortunate that it only led to a field goal, but still, they're not happy about it.
Could you sense the relief, though, when they only gave up the field goal and they were able to trot back out on the field and start this drive? A little more pep in their step because they didn't cost their team a touchdown, but they know they've got to do it a lot better than they did on the last possession.
The coach will just be relieved, though, if they recoup with a score here, right?
I think the coach will be ecstatic to see them pick themselves back up and now take it downfield, punch in the end zone without turning it over.
They'll try and get the run game going. This is Henry. And he'll wind up with about 6 up past the 30 to the 31.
Now, Brandon, that's the way you want to run the football. There should almost be quote bubbles above the offense right now. Bam, boom, biff. That's how they feel good about moving the football.
They'll come up now 2nd and 4 from the 31. Here's Tannehill. He gets it to Humphries. A gain of 4 on the play, and they'll be faced with a 3rd and inches.
Well, that's what you're looking for when you want to throw the ball downfield. You want one of those guys who can play out on the perimeter, can play out wide, who can not only get open, but when they're covered, can uncover themselves downfield and create catches.
Henry will get it. He's been busy today. And he will have a first down as they get him to the ground at the 37. 2 yards and able to get the first down in the process.
But we tend to give those running backs that are slashers a lot of credit, but how about guys who are maulers? Because that's what you want in short yardage situations, and we just saw that occur right there, didn't we?
Vertical, downhill running. Line of scrimmage, the 37 on 1st and 10. This is Henry. And they will only muster a yard here to the 38.
Yeah, things were pretty stacked up there in the middle of the line. A lot of bodies, not much space. I think ultimately he was fortunate to get anything out of that run.
Thirty-eight-yard line, 2nd and 9. Here's Tannehill. Flushed out right. And he will not make it back to the line of scrimmage as he's going to be taken down. Eric Kendricks able to run him down for a loss of a yard. And they brought the pressure there just right up the gut, didn't they?
Yeah, they certainly did. And, you know, when you've got so many different responsibilities as an offensive line, you got to deal with the nose tackle, the 2 defensive tackles or ends, and then sometimes you just can't account for everyone. The linebacker slipped free.
Big play coming up. Here's 3rd and 10.
I would expect to see some pressure here.
The pressure drops off as they'll look to throw. Stiff-armed him. He completes it to Henry. And they stop him up short of the first down as they get him at about the 43. 5 yards, not enough. And it'll be 4th down.
Caught that look from you there, partner. I think we're on the same page on that one. Just his first catch. I think we both thought he'd be a little more active in the passing game. Let's see if that's the start of them trying to get the ball to him a little bit more here in the second half.
Here's Brett Kern now as he's on to punt for Tennessee. Uses the stiff arm. It's a 42-yard punt. They keep him to just a yard on the return. And the Vikings will be backed up deep to begin their drive as they take over 1st and 10.
Dalvin Cook taking the field for the Vikings' next possession.
So after that hot start, the numbers here show the decline. What has the defense done adjustment-wise?
Sometimes when you have a running back who's gotten off to a hot start, you've got to catch him before he really gets going. So you change what you do across the defensive front. Instead of the linebackers being back a few yards, you bring them up closer. It's what we call mugging the line of scrimmage, taking away a lot of blocking angles and gaps and maybe stopping him before he can get going.
Mugging the line of scrimmage, okay.
Yeah, in this case.
5 yards is the tally on first down. That brings up 2nd and 5.
Brandon, 5 yards on that run. Let's get back to the huddle and make sure if you're a back, you spend time with your offensive line and give them credit. Hard to move those 300-plus pounders at the line of scrimmage, and they did for a significant chunk of yardage.
Again, it's Cook. And he's got it past the 30 before he's hit and dropped. Give him 14 on that one and a first down.
Well, you certainly have to give a little credit here because they're playing this game now at their pace. This is ball control football, sustained runs, taking their time and making it work.
From the 32 now, here's 1st and 10. Cousins gives way to Cook. Rashaan Evans out of Alabama had the tackle defensively.
That was a pretty good job defensively to hold them to a 2-yard run, but I've got to think this offensive line, they're asking their quarterback for a different type of a run, one that they rely on, one they have confidence in, one they feel like they can block.
Throwing on 2nd and 8. Cousins with a pitch and catch here to Rudolph. Only 3 yards on the catch. It's 3rd down.
I think it's okay there. They didn't get a whole lot on that play, but it's nice to have a safety valve that's built like this guy. Big target, guy you can spot pretty easily. Put it on him when your other targets aren't open.
So 3rd and 5, defensively expecting pass. They've got 6 DBs out there. From the gun, here's Cousins.
Throw left side, taken in by Jefferson.
And he'll be out of bounds after getting this one across the 40. They get only 4 that time as that leads us to a 4th down.
Now that's going to be a tough one to explain when they get together and watch the game film, isn't it? I mean, they had the right call, had the out route. He's got to know where the 1st down sticks are, yet he steps out of bounds that close. Not their best play.
Colquitt on to kick as he sends it away. 35 yards that time on the punt, and it'll be Titan football.
Here's Tennessee ready to begin this drive offensively.
And a tight game after punting last time. See if they can get something going on this drive.
As they head to the field now, with the game this close, you've got to feel there's a sense of urgency for them going on offense right now. But they have to do it without letting panic creep in and affect their play.
Tannehill and the Titans come up now 1st and 10 at their own 23. They'll start on the ground. It's Derrick Henry. And he's taken down but able to slip across the 35. They may want to go back to that one. First play of the drive, good for 15 and a 1st down. He continues to be effective running the football, a big reason that they have the lead.
And I love one of the quotes that I read about him where he said of himself, "I love it when a team just hops on my back and I just carry them along."
From all the way up at the 38 now after a good start to the drive. Out of the gun, Tannehill. And it's knocked away and incomplete. Corey Davis, the intended receiver, but it'll be 2nd down.
Well, Charles, glancing back to week 2 of the NFL, certainly there were a lot of great games. Unfortunately, though, it was a tough day for injuries across the league, and the team probably hit the hardest, the 49ers, losing Nick Bosa and Solomon Thomas for the season. They also had Jimmy Garoppolo, Raheem Mostert also leaving that game, but they were certainly not the only team affected.
And remember, they were already missing George Kittle, Deebo Samuel, right? Those guys didn't even play in that ball game. So this is a team. Oh, Richard Sherman, of course, is on IR. They've really struggled in the early going. How about the Giants losing the face of their team in Saquon Barkley? Looks like an ACL, gone for the season. And Cortland Sutton also done for the season with an ACL with the Denver Broncos. Tough sledding right now. Remember, Drew Lock, the quarterback, also hurt his shoulder in the last ball game.
And then Christian McCaffrey, they're saying likely at least a month for him of being out with that high ankle sprain. I guess maybe, CD, this is a good year to have just that 3-week IR rather than the longer spell.
It certainly is, and when you can have guys who can return faster for you, and you know that really helps the team out in a big way. Unfortunately for the Colts, former first-round pick and safety, starting safety for them, Malik Hooker, the IR won't apply. He's gone for the season with a torn Achilles.
Here's Brett Kern now as he's on to punt for Tennessee. They'll get off a fairly short kick here as this is toward the sideline. So out of bounds on the punt, and the spot will be, the side judge says, right at the 35-yard line here. And now out comes Minnesota. They've got the lead. Last time had to punt it, though. What's the key to this drive?
I think it's leverage.
Leverage.
Big guys up front. You know the motivational speech on the sideline is, guys, give us an opportunity. Protect the passer, create space for our runners, and let's go ahead and get these guys. Low man wins. Let's go do it on this drive.
We'll watch that leverage on this drive. Cousins and the Vikings with a 1st and 10 at their 35-yard line. Oh, incomplete. A turnover would have really helped there. Almost intercepted. Instead, it's just 2nd down.
Pretty nice coverage there, but a missed opportunity for an interception. Let's face it, a lot of these defenders, they've got it all. Speed, athleticism, hands, a little bit questionable.
Glad to have you with us from Minneapolis. 3rd quarter here, 2nd and 10. Now a run with Cook. They're going to snuff this play out behind the line. We have not seen that much today. 2 yards the loss, and now 3rd and 12. Before they can snap it, time runs out on this 3rd quarter of play. You're watching the NFL on EA Sports. The Vikings on 3rd down. They've converted 6 times and could use a 7th here. This is 3rd down and 12. Here's Cousins. And that will be incomplete. Critical play in this football game, because if they pick up the first there, that clock keeps rolling.
Has to be a little frustrating for them because they know that if they pick up a 1st down there and continue to eat away at the clock, really increases their chances of closing this one out. Now they're likely going to have to give the football up and sweat it out on the sideline.
Here's Britton Colquitt now as he'll punt it away for the 2nd time. Fair catch called for and made right at the 25-yard line. 37 yards on the punt with no return. The Titans now just about ready to take over. Their defense accomplished step 1 of the mission. They forced the punt. Now they'll look to erase that deficit and take a 4th quarter lead. Tannehill and the Titans come up now 1st and 10 at their 25-yard line. And from the shotgun, he'll throw. Got a man over the middle, and it's complete. And they'll get it up just short of the 45 at the 44. First play of the drive, a success, 19 yards.
Well, we can talk about it like it's just a basic route, but how about the timing on this one? Lined up on the right, runs a deep in route, and how about the throw? Right on the money. Bam, puts it right in there and on his hands. Nice completion, really good pickup.
Took just one play to move all the way to the 44 as they try again on 1st down. Tannehill. Nearly picked off there, and it would have been a great time for their first pick. Instead, it's 2nd down.
I think he's got to be careful not to force anything into coverage right there. There weren't really any throwing lanes, but the best part for him, he's got 2nd and 3rd down to fall back on.
An incomplete pass on 1st down. That leads to a 2nd and 10. A shotgun snap for Tannehill. And a quick throw here. That's complete. They do get a yard there, but only a yard. Leaves him with 3rd and 9 looming. The Titans on 3rd down. They're at 50%, 4 for 8. This is 3rd and 9. Tannehill throwing again. And that is incomplete. By the way, I got to apologize because I just realized for about the last 4 or 5 plays, I'm eking over into your territory up here in the booth. My bad. I'm going to get back over to my spot.
Yeah, and we're not talking about our on-air commentary here. I mean, what is all this extra paper? I mean, this is unusual for you.
My bad.
Normally you run a really tight ship. What's going on here?
Just like that incomplete pass, I'm going to try to tighten things up here for this next play. And he deserves a bronze leg as he gets this one away. And he couldn't get it to check up. That kicks all the way into the end zone for a touchback. And you see Dalvin Cook and the offense heading back out. He's been a good workhorse. I know we use the word workhorse a lot, but he's been a good workhorse for him in this one.
No doubt about it, and there's nothing wrong with that. That's what you're looking for if you're a back, because that means everything's coming together for you. The big guys up front have created space. You've run through it. And you've probably gotten some help even from the wide receivers who want to catch passes as opposed to block, but they're helping out too.
Yeah, everyone's pitching in. He's had a good game. Cousins and the Vikings with a 1st and 10 at the 20. He'll start by handing it off to Dalvin Cook. Fights forward for only about a yard up to the 21. Well, with the fumble he had earlier, we know how key keeping the football is here. That fumble earlier probably at the forefront of his mind. Just hold on to this thing.
It's also at the forefront of the mind of the guys who are trying to get the ball from him. And since they've seen him drop it on the ground before, they're doing everything possible to have him do it again. They need that turnover.
And he'll get this up to the 30-yard line. It's a 1st down on a gain of 10.
Well, it is our business to analyze what we saw out there, and on that play, I saw a defense staying in base, not taking a chance, not blitzing, in a situation where they absolutely need the football back. That's either a case of overthinking it or not thinking it through.
If you do blitz, do you have to be careful about where you're coming from, or are you just coming from all angles?
You have to be careful about where you're coming from, obviously, but at this stage, you have to take a few chances as well.
So 1st and 10 now from the 30. To throw is Cousins. And Rudolph has it, the tight end. 3 yards the gain there, 2nd down. Not a big window to throw. Coverage wasn't too bad there.
Yeah, they had him under wraps pretty well, but somehow able to muscle his way open and catch the ball.
2nd and 7, operating from the 34. Throwing is Cousins. Complete. Jefferson the target. And he gets this up across the 35 before he's out of bounds. 4 yards on the completion, and it sets up a 3rd down.
Timing is everything, and they work on this cut all the time. They work on all the timing patterns, and this time it paid off for him. Worked him to the center of the field, cut it to the outside, ball's delivered, gets both feet down for the completion.
They'll run it. Here's Cook. And he's got some space here. And he'll be taken down, but not before he gets into enemy territory. They get 14 there. 1st down, Vikings.
And he continues to pile up the yardage. That puts him over $150 now. And this defense has really had its problems trying to keep him contained.
So operating from Tennessee territory now. Here's 1st and 10 at the 48-yard line. They run. Cook. And down to the 44, 5 yards that time. Good gain there on 1st down. It keeps them in a running situation probably.
They did everything right on that play, didn't they? They got the leverage up front, good blocking, nice hole for him, ends up picking up nice yardage, stays in bounds to keep the clock rolling. They are in charge of this scenario right now. They want to stay that way.
And not in any rush offensively. And maybe a measure of revenge there. He's had his way in this one, but this time they get him behind the line. A loss on that play, and now 3rd down gets tougher. 3rd and 6.
Now, obviously, that's some good work there defensively, being able to stop them and bringing up a key third down. But if you're on the offensive side of the ball, there's an opportunity, because I know what defensive guys are thinking right now. Just stop them, get to the ball. That means they might not be sound defensively. There could be some opportunities.
And you said key third down. Highlight that word. Put it in bold. Here we go. 7th play of the drive upcoming here on 3rd and 6. Now Cousins. And the throw there going to be incomplete. That pass just a little bit off. It looked like maybe he tried to force it in there.
Game speed, always different, no matter what you do in practice. Can't simulate it, right? So your decision-making, everything has to be a little bit quicker. Sometimes it can throw you off until you adjust.
Here's Britton Colquitt now as he's on to punt for Minnesota. And this will depend on the spot as it sails out of bounds. And they'll say it sailed out at the 10-yard line. So they'll play the field position game here as a very nice punt is going to pin them back.
Yeah, it's almost like watching a game of tennis, or do you prefer ping pong? You know, back and forth like that? But it definitely was excellent, wasn't it?
So not quite a 1st and goal. It's 1st and 10 from the 10. On 1st and 10, Tannehill. And this one complete to Smith. And he's able to get this one all the way past the 30. Call that a very strong gain of 24. Tell you what, he's been able to put the ball in some tight spots all game long. That throw, no different.
Yeah, a lot of people would call it a gutsy type of a throw. I think he looks at it as, I can do it, so it's not that big of a deal to me, and I'm going to keep firing.
So they'll come up 1st and 10 now from the 33. From the gun, here's Tannehill. Oh, he's got a man wide open, complete. And they've got it well across midfield, down to the 40 before it's all said and done. That'll wind up a gain of 27 on the catch and run.
Not only have they completed a couple on this drive, but they peeled off some pretty good chunks of yardage, too.
Absolutely great start. 2 nice plays in the pass game. Now can they continue to feed off that? So signs of life in what's been a dormant offense in this second half. Here's 1st and 10. Tannehill now to throw. And he fires one that's intercepted. Picked off at the 24. And a great return as he takes us up just shy of the 45.
That was a really nice interception. I think it illustrates the differences between playing man and playing zone. When you're in man, all you're focused on is the receiver in front of you. But when you're in zone, you're allowed to read the quarterback's eyes and go to the ball. That's exactly what happened on that play.
Cousins and the Vikings with a 1st and 10 at their own 44. Following the interception, Cousins. And his throw here is incomplete. He was looking for Adam Thielen there. That'll bring up 2nd down.
I think he's a little trigger happy right there, and it turned into an ill-advised throw into their zone.
Well, we know he has confidence. He'll throw it any place, anytime, anywhere. That time it fell incomplete. So after the incompletion on 1st, now 2nd and 10. Cousins. The throw for Thielen once again. This time it's complete. And they'll get him down as he's inside the 40. It's a pickup of 17 and a 1st down.
Well, that should be a reminder defensively, and I think it's a reminder to myself, because you just can't sell out to stop the run. There's still enough time that this offense can move the football through the air, even on 1st and 2nd downs, and they obviously picked the right spot to throw the ball there.
off the play fake. Cousins. And look at this. They get the turnover they needed. It's intercepted. Picked off at the 23. A seismic shift in momentum here in the fourth quarter. That's the break that the defense needed.
And you know as well as I do, people are going to question the play call in that situation. Sometimes you have to question the execution, not necessarily the call. And in this case, those defenders found a way to give their team a chance.
The time again to see what Ryan Tannehill and the Titans can do.
And the interception that ended their previous drive, that might be one we look back on and say that was the turning point of this game.
Hey, partner, guess what? There's still time for a few more turning points in this ball game. They're only one score down.
Yeah, true. We could have some twists and turns. Stay tuned. Tannehill and the Titans come up now 1st and 10 at their own 25-yard line.
He'll throw from the gun.
He finds his target. It's Evans. It'll be a gain of 8 yards, and it'll be a 2nd down. Facing a 2nd and 2 after that last catch, good for 8 yards. Now Tannehill. It's caught. Humphries. And he'll be taken down, but not before they work it across midfield. That one a gain of 20 and a 1st down.
And here we are in the fourth quarter, partner, and watch them drive for what would be a go-ahead touchdown. And you and I both know this is where you need a quarterback who can keep his cool back there, not just for himself, but to keep the rest of the team relaxed too.
So signs of life in what's been a dormant offense in this second half. Here's 1st and 10. Now Tannehill. Escaping the pressure right. He'll get just a yard on the scramble. It's 2nd down.
How about a tip of the cap to the defense? They're working against a very mobile quarterback, but all day long they've kept him under wraps. And on that play, they held him to a short gain.
Now it's 2nd and 9.
Back to throw, Tannehill. Eluding the pressure right. They'll wind up with positive yardage. It's a gain of 3, but now it's 3rd down.
Now how about that play? He took a possible negative and turned it into positive yardage and slid down to avoid taking a big shot. Excellent job getting down and avoiding the big hit.
The Titans on 3rd down. Not quite 50%. 4 for 9. This will be 3rd and 6. Here's Tannehill. And that will be incomplete.
From a defensive perspective, they had exactly what you want anytime they want to throw the football. There was pressure on the quarterback. They were getting after him, and they tightened down on the receivers and forced the incompletion.
Here's Brett Kern now as he's on to punt for Tennessee. And this will hit just beyond the goal line as it's into the end zone for a touchback.
Minnesota now ready for their next possession. Their defense got the stop, forced the punt, and now you really start to monitor the clock as they nurse this slim lead.
Cousins and the Vikings with a 1st and 10 at their own 20-yard line.
Off of play action, he'll look to throw. This one brought in by Jefferson.
And they'll get it all the way up about 5 yards shy of midfield. 25 yards that time.
I got the sense that the defense created a little momentum for them there, didn't they?
Did their job, forced the punt. Now, nice start to the drive. Offense has to do their part.
Yeah, they certainly do, but what a great start for them. They got to go thank the guys on D.
The big play to start him out. Has him at the 45 already. They'll try and wind down some clock with Cook. And for one of the few times here today, this run's not going to go anywhere. Vic Beasley able to make the tackle. And in this situation with the lead, fourth quarter, they're liking keeping the ball on the ground, I'm sure.
That's just smart football, but you know the defense has to know it as well. They've got to stop them here. So now we're going to see that loading the box in a big way. 6, 7, 8, 9, whatever it's going to take, puts a little bit more pressure on your big offensive line.
They run it again with Cook. And no room to maneuver there. Give him a yard up to the 47.
And this is an absolutely big third down that's been set up here, partner, and there's no other way to put it. The defense has to get a stop here if they have any hopes of winning this game.
Has to. You said big third down. I'd put the word big in capital letters here. And on third down, a nickel formation here defensively. Fourth quarter, down to the final 2 minutes, and we've got a one-score game. So the Vikings in possession of the football as we get you reset. They're facing a critical third down now as they try to hold on to this lead. He gets this one into the hands of Dalvin Cook. And he's going to have another first down as the tackle's made at the Titans' 36. So fresh out of the 2-minute warning, and here's another timeout taken with 1:55 remaining. Not totally home free yet, but it's looking good as they come up 1st and 10. They'll try and run some clock here as they keep it on the ground. Whistles now and a timeout. So defensively they burn it here with 1:51 left. Here's 2nd and 9, just a yard on that last run. They'll keep it on the ground. It's Cook. Now the Titans will use their third and final timeout as they'll head to the sideline and talk over what to do next. Third down, Dalvin Cook. And Cook was fighting for it, but I don't think he got there. No gain on the play there, and it'll bring up 4th down.
As usual, the hallmark of a good run defense, linebackers making plays near the line of scrimmage. Absolutely nowhere to run there.
The offense staying out. They're going to go on 4th and 2. Running for it. Here's Cook. And he's going to get the first down here as he's taken down at the 22. That one a backbreaker as they wind up converting there on 4th.
I like that run right there, partner. Not the flashiest run, not the one that's going to break for big yardage, but he understands the situation, and taking care of the football, paramount, and he got it done.
Nursing that slim lead, you're exactly right. Hold on to that ball. Cousins just going to take this one down to a knee and end it.
Listen, anytime you take a knee to end a game, that means you've won it. So it doesn't matter whether it's home or on the road, but there's something a little extra special about doing it in front of your home crowd, isn't there?
And the home crowd applauding. They're happy with what they've seen. Chalk this one up in the left-hand column for a win.
Yeah, that's right. Head to the locker room, throw the wristbands in the crowd for the kids, your gloves, your towels. Get to share it with the home team.
So the final seconds have ticked away in this Minnesota victory. And it was their defense that really made the statement after the break. They pitched the second half shutout.
Yeah, think about the team that just got vanquished. They did score in the second quarter. Do you think they thought at all that that would be their last points of the game?
No, but what a second half. The adjustment, whatever they did in the locker room, it certainly worked.
It certainly did, and you're exactly right. Whether it was an adjustment, whether it was just more focus on what they planned to do going in, whether they just played better, whatever it was, it all came together in the second half, and no points were allowed. That's a great way to close them out.
So that'll do it for us. For my partner, Charles Davis, and all the hard-working men and women on our crew, I'm Brandon Gaudin. You've been watching the NFL right here on EA Sports. It's a win for the Vikings as we